All right, everybody, we'll see if this works. Hopefully, we have audio better than last time. Tremendous. All right, we're going to do a quick overview of some announcements and things. I'm going to try to keep this real short because I finally found time to make one of these things, and then I got an appointment coming up like in 30 minutes. So, first off, uh, May. I don't know if you can read that. There we go. This is going to be the main book of that reading event. Sherwood Anderson. As with all my reading events and things that I recommend, if you can't do that, that's a really short there. But if you don't want to do a whole book, if the author has written any short stories or things like that, poetry even, you can read that in lieu of if you don't have the time or you're not quite there yet for that. Um, that reading event will have its own video shortly, but since they're shorter works, it's going to be three. Um, so it's going to be that book, name escapes me now, of the author, but Spoon River Anthology, and the play Our Town. So they're all kind of small town literature, um, big overarching thing. It's You're going to enjoy them. Each one's its own thing. Winesburg, Ohio was probably my favorite book for a period of time after I first read it. It was like one of the first books I ever got prescribed to read by a professor. And like, oh, I buy this and keep this and maybe reread it in my personal life, which for a long period of time I did not do rereads at all. But as I've gotten older, sometimes I'll come back to certain things and get a different perspective on them. That book, I like to read it at least once a year because it's great. I really like it. Um, so that's going to be May. June. What we're going to hit for June is I'm going to roll it out again because it went off with a whimper last year, probably because of the size of the books. But I tried to make it as easy as possible. But I'm going to need some people to really pull it together this year. It's going to be Summer of Straub. Okay, that's going to be a summer long overarching event. So you can read any of his stuff, and you can start in May if you want. You may need to for some of the bigger books, but if I had a favorite author, he'd be up there, if not number one. He did write, which I don't have in front of me now, but we'll have it in that own video. Um, that book, favorite book is so far that I've read. I haven't read all his books, but The Throat. I really love that book and the Underhill Blue Rose trilogy, the short stories. I haven't read all the short stories. I started them. Um, dear friend Roy from Roy Reads Anything. Subscribe to his channel. Don't watch my stuff. Watch his stuff. He actually knows how to make a proper video. Awesome guy. Uh, Juniper Tree. He recommended that. Great stuff. Um, let's see here. Yeah, I love this cover. Chromium, like the old school comic books from like the late 80s, 90s. So this might be the last book in like the of the Tim Underhill stories. This is the first one right here, and you can see that's kind of what side. Let's see, compare that to this. That's uh, that's the difference in when you get a strong book. Oh, there you go. Boom. That's him back in the day with that awesome mustache. Uh, yeah. And then this was cool here. Discussion of this book in Michael K. Vaughn's Discord back when he first started that thing. It was for July. doing a reading event, and I chose to read that book because it concerns Vietnam vets and such. And uh, if you can't tell, I come from couple of military families. Won't get into all my history with all that stuff in my personal life, but the well, I would say, long story short, I come from a hard background. We'll call it that. Um, so anyway, it was like July or something like that, and we'll be doing that too on my channel. Uh, and that would be a great book for that if you like the big tomes. Just have it with me here. I don't think I have anything else for it. No, but I do want to finish this for what we'll be doing in July. This is Wind Talkers, the novelization of the film about the Navajo soldiers and our use of their language for, uh, the war and code talkers and how successful a program that was. Let's see, what will we be doing after that? So it's May, June, July. That's certainly enough. Now, what I will be doing is every now and then I'll make a short, um, and those will be like recommends. We'll cover comics and things when I have time to. Um, so I love comics. Certainly, I wouldn't call myself like a super expert or anything. Uh, we're gonna round this out real quick because I don't know how I'm doing on time. I'm gonna just pull up a few things and show you. I just grabbed a handful of stuff off one of my shelves, and so these were the ones that were easiest to get to. So this is just kind of the types of stuff that are on my shelves, types of things I'll be covering. In comics, here we go. I recommend something like this. I haven't finished reading it yet, but I want to. Uh, Not a huge. I don't love Frank Miller stuff as much as other people do. So I'm really interested in that one, and I just say that because Dark Knight. Like anytime you pull up Batman, everybody's always talking about this, that, and the other. Also, I haven't. I don't know when I'll roll it out or what time. There will be probably be an overlap there. Like PI July is a thing. Um, Things like this I'll be recommending for that event. Um, let's see what else I got. Not that. Um, I love cop books and police work and stuff like that. So this, I'm not actually sure what this will be, but anyway, something like that you can read for whatever you want. Um, let's see. Oh, here, yeah, July military. Boom. Uh, just started this and finished it. This appears to be very promising. Um, I used to box, so anything like this, I'll be. Mike Tyson's got an awesome, actually two autobiographies, and I really enjoyed the first one. I hadn't finished the second one. Something like this would be applicable for some events. I haven't read all of his things, but I did start this one, and it's enjoyable so far. Like kind of darker stuff. I made a short recommending this a while back. That's really good stuff. Um, oh, things like this. If ever you find this out and about, uh, I love finding things like this and reading them. Um, Not necessarily this book, but I really enjoy Nathaniel Hawthorne's writing. Every now and then I will recommend something like this, which is a cool book. I've actually had some friends that have written some things like kind of in that style. Let's see what else we got. Oh, here's one. I got a background in this type stuff. So, guy that wrote this, actually a really good friend of mine, passed away during the COVID era. They wanted him to write a book on something else, and he's like, I'd like to write one on panic disorders, and they had never published one on panic disorders. And it's thin, and it's yeah, it's more of like a textbook. But if you're into like psychological things, um, get yeah, I covered all those. Okay, things like this. If you don't want to read gigantic uh, Moby Dick, you can read Billy Budd. When I was in high school, did my senior project on this book. It's one of my favorite books, and this is the Jack Nicholson movie cover. Uh, Recommend this book. I haven't read all her stuff, but I've read this stuff and another one, and I really like this book more than the other one I think came out after. Uh, I tutored ball players all my life because I was a ball player before some injuries ended it. I've read this before. I liked it. Uh, I hadn't finished this yet, but what I have read, I've enjoyed. Uh, that was a probably like Steve Donahue recommend. This one here, that'd be a good one. I haven't read this yet, but I want to. And then I can recommend the what was it like the Centurions or Onion Field. I think they made a movie on one of his things. He wrote a great one called like what would say it was like the Fire Lover or the Firebug, something like that. I think it's nonfiction story about the one of the worst arsonists in the history of the world. He's rotting in prison now, thank God. There we go. Really enjoyed this. Been a lifelong Shadow fan. Started on my mom got me the CDs of the old time radio show from the 30s with Orson Welles when I was a little boy, and I always had sleep disorders, so I used to listen to that on my little boom box next to my bedside to fall asleep for now the majority of my life. I've done that in different days. I highly recommend the Spencer novels. Haven't finished this little one here, but I read almost all of the Ace Atkins ones when Ace took that over. Uh, oh, here's a cool book. My mom got me this back in the day. Just I got to see him perform in person when I was younger, and that's just a cool little book that he wrote after he had a big experience with Jesus. There's another cool book I found uh, in my travels, and I will be recommending stuff like that because I do have some of those books in my arsenal. Here's one I found the other day. Boom. And then this is the original version. This author did a revision on this years and years later, and he recommends that version, not this version. He said that the second, the re-release, the one with all his edits and stuff, that is the one that he would like you to read. All right, that's all of those. Oh, I'm not. Oh, here we go. Boom. Favorite book of my childhood. This is the hardcover version. The soft cover, the original version of this was called The Mammoth Book of Pulp Fiction. If you like any of the Otto Penzler collection, stuff like this, Maxim Jakubowski did this one. He's awesome. I've actually talked with him. Uh, and I think he's written some books. Yeah, I know he has. He's written some books that are like his books, not him doing a collection, and he's a good writer as well. Uh, I hadn't gone through this, but I do. I have stuff like this, giant things. Um, I didn't meet her, but my one of my uncles was her air conditioning man when he was young, and she loved him because he would clean out her units and stuff, and then soak them in lemon oil. This will be recommending like juvenile and fiction and stuff like that too, if it's good. You can't see them. Um, they're off camera. Uh, I got a background in music too. One of my dear friends actually, I think somebody, yeah, that one's an autobiography. So he co-wrote that with a professional author. I will be doing a video on that, and then some other books of that kind. Also love film, and will be, we'll be doing some stuff with books on film and art and this, that, and the other. And I will probably in my other video that doesn't have any sound, there's some recommends there for other channels. First and foremost, my friend Thomas, uh, his stuff is brilliant. Go check him out. It's Art and Lit Matters. Roy Reads Anything. Friend Andrea, Infinite Text. She's awesome. She's got some cool stuff on Weird Tales. I didn't have any Weird Tales like right here with me right now, but oh, I read that and I love it. Um, Somebody putting those into the ebook forms has been a godsend. Um, this year we will be covering some Dorothy B. Hughes books. I look forward to that. Hopefully, Lord willing, Creek doesn't rise. Thomas from Art and Lit Matters will be able to partner with me on the Winesburg, Ohio project and maybe some other ones. He is so super brilliant that, oh man, if he partners with me on anything, it will be for everybody's. It'll just be a blessing to everybody. And go find his older stuff. I believe he's done some, I know he has, Seabury Quinn, Weird Tales. Go check out his Man Ray videos. Awesome stuff. His art history stuff is unsurpassed, and when he dives into a novel, it's wonderful. Um, oh, Michael K. Vaughn. I didn't get permission to drop him on here yet. He didn't get back to me, but I love Michael K. Vaughn's stuff. Michael K. Vaughn tried to talk me into making a YouTube video, like when he first started his channel way back when. I was like one of the first people to subscribe to his stuff. Really nice guy. I'm forgetting some other people, but I'll name them when they do come to me. We could blame concussions. How about that? But I'm Wes. This is Wes Laveau of the Levo Library. It's Laveau, Levo, however you want to pronounce it. Um, oh, and also, after I get a certain number of subscribers, whatever the YouTube says I need to have a certain amount, I will be launching a podcast, and hopefully I'll be able to interview some guys that I know, and then some guys that I don't know, because we're all here to learn. Um, and the name of that will be situational awareness, because I'm not an expert in this, but I'm definitely an expert in that. So I don't think I opened it off. So it's like greetings, loved ones, and my fellow brothers and sisters in fiction and whatnot. Uh, I hate this. Like, comment, and subscribe, or whatever, all that stuff. You know, like in my personal life, I would say, if you need me, call me. But on here, just send me a direct message or comment. Find me on Discord. I'm on there. Uh, yeah. So if you got any recommends or a question about something, and I'm able to look into it or know about it, I'll do what I can for you. Uh, we'll see how this goes.